Tonight, Gavin Newsom is lamenting the remaining years of the Trump era. In an interview with the New York Times, the California governor got emotional about Donald Trump's rhetoric.
I can't even conceive of 3 more years of this. It really is. What's happening to our kids? Their brains are already being scrambled by social media and everything else we didn't even talk about. But this is their role model? A guy who calls someone a retard? A guy who calls someone a piggy? This is our role model, the President of the United States?
Over the last 6 months, Newsom has been emulating Trump's brash, all-caps-laden, and often AI-generated social media persona. And it's not just Democrats. Listen to these Republicans who rejected the president's demand for a new map in Indiana.
The efforts were mean-spirited from the get-go. So, I think they get what they get. I wish that President Trump would change his tone.
I had released a post about my displeasure over some the slur that the president used. Words have consequences, and for me, it was just added to a litany of reasons of why this was just bad policy and not good timing.
Hey everyone, and we've got something truly exciting for you today. I can hardly contain my enthusiasm. Sid the Sloth has joined us on the panel, and he's not alone. Punkass is here too, bringing his unique flair to the conversation. Get ready to dive into an engaging segment filled with fun and insightful discussions. We'll explore everything from Sid's classic sloth wisdom to Punkass's take on current trends. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So grab your snacks, settle in, and let's jump right into the action.
Good timing and wasn't deserving of my support.
That last Indiana lawmaker that you just heard, one of the reasons that he said that he rejected this map was when he heard Trump use the R-word slur. He has a child with a disability. And I wonder if Gavin Newsom, you think, Brianna, is hitting on something that is bubbling up here. When you have Republicans saying Trump is going too far, is that a sentiment that could hurt Trump and Republicans going forward?
I don't think so. I think to the state senator, Bo Boachek, who just spoke, I can understand why a parent with a child with Down syndrome would be sensitive to the use of the R word, and I completely agree. But I do think to his point about words mattering, words matter, but policies matter more. And if he cares about the dignity of people and children with Down syndrome, that he should want to make sure Republicans have a good, fair fighting chance in Congress, because it's parties like Congressman Moskowitz's party who votes against legislation that would ban abortion solely on the basis of Down syndrome. And so if you want to focus on the dignity of those with Down syndrome, words may hurt, but policies will hurt more. So I think he should have voted with the Republicans to redistrict.
Not having insurance is also going to hurt.
So you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah,
you think it's important
voted it down.
For on the abortion piece, for children with Down syndrome to have a chance of life. But when they are here, you're fine with the president denigrating them with a slur?
Abby, I think everybody at this table, at least for my generation, the lexicon, unfortunately, uses the R word not to smear or malign
on a
anybody.
Playground in fifth grade.
No,
not
Abby,
the
I'm
president
telling
of the
you
United
right
States.
now, that is a word that unfortunately is just thrown around as if you're calling someone an idiot or a moron. I'm not defending it, but I'm saying that President Trump certainly was not using it to attack someone who has a legitimate disability. I think we all know that too. Calling Tim Walz the R word is not trying to say Tim Walz has Down syndrome.
Well, look, Tim Walz also has a child with disabilities, so there's that too. But
all right, folks, let's dive deeper into the conversation. Recently, someone openly called Somalis garbage, and it sparked a massive backlash. People across the country were left scratching their heads, wondering, what on earth is going on? It's baffling, really. There seems to be this unwavering defense for some individuals, no matter what they say. And it's not just about Trump. This kind of rhetoric has become normalized. We're seeing a shift, though. The entire Republican Party has, unfortunately, adopted these tactics, casting aside any semblance of decency. But here's the twist. Democrats are starting to stand up, putting on their metaphorical boxing gloves, ready for a fight. Now look, I'll admit, I've thrown my fair share of name-calling and light-hearted jabs in this space. It's part of the discussion, but there are lines you just don't cross. It's one thing to poke fun, it's another to resort to bigotry and slurs, especially when you target someone's race or religion. That's where the conversation turns dark. When we witness the constant demonization of entire groups, labeling them as dangerous or violent, it's not just immature, it's deeply harmful. And interestingly, the narrative always seems to exclude white individuals from scrutiny. Why is that? Let's engage here. What do you think about the current political climate? Are we seeing a new wave of accountability, or are we stuck in the same destructive cycle? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
I mean, I think, we're in the wicked season, and we got used to Trump defying gravity. And we thought, a lot of people thought that was going to happen forever. I think that gravity is now taking hold. I believe that there's a political gravity that's happening with Donald Trump because people are getting exhausted by it. I think this is what was happening at the end of the first term. And I think this is where Newsom has to tread a little bit more lightly here, because emulating Donald Trump, by the end of his presidency, people were exhausted by Donald Trump. They did not want exact replica of Donald Trump. They wanted something completely different from that. And I think that, Gavin Newsom has to figure out if he wants to continue the next 3 years as being the anti-Trump by being kind of a mirror image of him.
Yeah, can he do both?
But Ezra Klein has an interview with him basically saying he is the front runner for the Democratic Party. Yet what did he put out? An AI-generated photo of the President of the United States in handcuffs this week. He told the Indiana governor, get down on your knees today in a post on X. So, I don't know, on one hand, the president can't do it, but yet Gavin Newsom is now the front runner for the Democrats?
Wait, I don't know. It's sort of a chicken and egg kind of situation.
What are you talking about? No, we're talking about verbiage. We're talking about verbiage.
I'm saying what's chicken and egg is that you're sort of implying that Gavin Newsom started it, and that it's fair then
I didn't say Gavin Newsom started
Republicans to continue it. When
we all know how the president
speaks. Yeah, exactly.
We all know how the president speaks. He got reelected with 77 million votes. People
do you remember this? This is a Trump post from 2024 where he reposts a truck with Joe Biden hogtied on the streets and Trump flags flying. So I mean, Gavin Newsom's point is. And trust me, I think part of the question I'm asking is, can he do this, right? But his point is that Trump does this every day. Now, all of a sudden, Republicans are up in arms. You've got Republicans like Peter Navarro saying, I went to prison defending the Constitution because of woke assholes like you who weaponized our justice system. This isn't close to funny. All you're doing is inciting more violence. Was it violence when Trump did it? And why are Republicans suddenly so offended?
Look, I can't speak to those Republicans, and I'm not arguing with you. We know how Donald Trump speaks, and he's very blunt. That's one of the things that people of America like about him. And sometimes he uses words I don't always agree with. But I'm just saying, for the media and others to now prop up Gavin Newsom and say he's great when he's putting out AI-generated photos of our president in handcuffs on a sidewalk, well, then what's the difference?
Offended by it.
I'm saying, what's the difference? I'm saying, what's the difference? You guys want to slam the president constantly.
Are you offended by someone saying that their political opponent should be put in jail? Okay, well,
it's not about being offended. You should never just preemptively assume your opponent should be in jail like that.
He has done his entire political career.
Tell you what, for what she's done, they should lock her up. She's disgraceful. Hillary Clinton has to go to jail, okay? She has to go to jail. You should lock them up. Lock up the Bidens. Lock up Hillary.
All right, so tale as old as time. Lock her up. This was 2016. This was 4 years before Joe Biden. This was 4 years before the alleged lawfare. Lock her up. What are we talking about here?
First of all, he said should. Did Donald Trump weaponize his Department of Justice to lock Hillary Clinton up? No, he didn't. But did Joe Biden lock up Peter Navarro, Steve Bannon, and try Donald Trump?
The reporting is, in his first term, he certainly tried. And he had a different government at the time, a different cabinet at the time, and it didn't work. But listen, I'm not just...
All right, everyone, let's keep this train rolling. You might recognize the line, I'm over my head. And if you do, drop a comment below for some bonus points. It perfectly captures the overwhelming climate of today's political landscape, don't you think? Isn't it amusing how Republicans throw such a fit when you reflect their behavior back to them? They strut around with all this alpha bravado, but it's really just a facade to mask their insecurities. Their bigotry serves as a twisted form of cruelty that they think elevates their status. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Just underneath that bravado is a deep-seated fear that they aren't enough without belittling others. These folks love throwing around labels like terrorist or suggesting that Democrats deserve harsh punishments. But guess what? The moment you turn those words back at them, they're the first ones to cry foul. It's almost comedic how quickly they backtrack when confronted with their own rhetoric. If I were in office, I'd make it a game. Step right up, say something outrageous, and watch the drama unfold. I'd lob their words right back at them and let the tears flow. Who wouldn't want to see that? Let's not forget about Gavin. He's really stepping up in this chaotic narrative. He's hitting the nail on the head, recognizing that we've tried to extend the olive branch to those who clearly don't want it. The irony? They only start reacting when they feel the heat coming back at them. Now, think about it. If they genuinely wanted a civil discourse, they'd have to set down their knives first. But as it stands, we're left with a mess of a political landscape that demands a response. And speaking of responses, this isn't just about finger-pointing, it's about action. We have a responsibility to engage and question these toxic patterns. Let's galvanize this energy into something productive. So as we wrap up, I want to hear from you. How do we break this cycle? Can honest conversations lead to any change at all? Let's keep this dialogue going in the comments. Your perspective matters, and together we can shine a light on what's really happening. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more discussions like this. Until next time, keep questioning and stay informed.